Hello everyone, it's Lana here from Sage and Sound, and today I just wanted to make you a quick video on the unhelpful thinking style of mind reading. So mind reading is something that's super common, and it happens whenever we're saying to ourselves, oh, I couldn't possibly do that because of what other people would say about me or even think about me. So we often use it as a reason not to chase after our goals or not to stick up for ourselves. So there's a couple of things that is really important to understand with mind reading. And I think the major one is that a lot of times we're just using other people as a scapegoat for what it is that we really think about ourselves. So when we're worrying about what they would say, we're actually just engaging in self-criticism. We're not allowing ourselves to recognize that it is self-criticism. If I say, oh, John would be really annoyed at me, or John wouldn't like it, then it's out of my control. I can do nothing about his opinion. So if he's going to behave that way, then I can't possibly take action. Whereas if you can recognize, well, actually, I would criticize myself for that, I might feel embarrassed, or if I failed, or that I might think that I can't meet my own goal, then it changes the whole dynamic. Because if I understand, well, actually, that's just a criticism I'm throwing at myself, then I can do something about that. I can actually change my own internal narrative, and then it won't bother me anymore. And I do think this is true a lot of the times, if someone believes something about you that you really don't believe about yourself, you won't worry about it. It's like you can't even think that they would think that about you because you just think so differently about that particular aspect of yourself. So, if you're really great at creative dressing, you always have good outfits, it just won't occur to you that somebody else might criticize your style because you love your style. And this is true, like, even if other people actually do criticize it, because you feel so confident, your brain won't really remember those times. But if you're not feeling confident about your style, and perhaps you're trying to take some risks and put on some different kinds of clothes, you may very well worry about what other people will think, because you're worried, you're criticizing yourself. Oh, maybe I shouldn't wear that, it's too loud, it'll draw too much attention to me. Regardless of whether or not other people would say that. And maybe they would, but it won't bother us if we don't believe it's true. So I think that's the main kind of takeaway for mind reading and what you think other people are going to say, is it usually does reflect the criticism that we're placing on ourselves or the existing beliefs we hold about ourselves. And we're just so likely to hide them in other people's brains and in other people's mouths. So take them back, even though that can be painful, because it means that you can take charge. And so the strategy there in general is to talk to yourself more kindly about it. Once you own up to, oh, that is what I think about myself, you generally stop worrying about the other person. And so then it really is a matter of changing the narrative in your own mind to be self-supporting. I'm proud of myself for taking risks with my wardrobe. Even though this feels scary, I want to express myself more creatively. So that's the main antidote. If you do have other people in your world that are critical, and this is based on a fact that they are likely to say something to you, then you can also add in the additional strategy of reminding yourself that what other people have to say about me says a lot more about them than it does about me. So if you do try something new, you're going out on a limb, out of your comfort zone, aiming to reach a goal that you've never been able to meet before, you might not even tried to meet it before, and someone else is going to criticize you for that, the problem isn't with your actions. The problem is that they're a critical person, that they're the kind of person who would be rude or mean or dismissive to somebody who's trying to be a bigger, better version of themselves. So reminding yourself that what other people say to us, it shows you who they are, and I often come back to like historical religious figures with this. If you thought about someone like the Buddha or Jesus. It doesn't matter what kind of person you put in front of them, you know that they would respond in this kind and compassionate way. They're not going to let a particular situation dictate their response. And the same with people who are really, you might know people who are really quick to anger or very negative. It doesn't matter what amazing thing you put in front of them, they'll find a way to criticize it or to be upset by it. So it is definitely true that the way other people respond to us is all about their own stuff and where they're sitting with their headspace. So if you can remind yourself of those two things, usually when I'm projecting what I think other people are going to think and say about me, that's actually my own criticisms of myself. And then for the times when other people actually are critical of you, just remind yourself that's a reflection on them. That's not about me. I'm doing the right thing. I'm improving myself. I'm taking risks, getting out of my comfort zone. And if they're a critical and negative person, they're just going to respond to that in a critical and negative way. So that's the intro to mind reading. Give the techniques a go if you know that this is something that's a problem for you, and definitely do let us know in the comments if you found this video helpful. I'll also put the link in the comments to subscribe to Sage and Sound's weekly newsletter, because we pop this kind of content in there all the time. Newsletter goes out every week, so it's a really great reminder to check in with where you're at and a gentle nudge to use psychological techniques and to do things like jump out of your comfort zone and reach for your goals. All right, that's it from me today. Thanks for watching.